So, you want to become a hardcore technical beatboxer, huh? Well, I can help you with that. So today I'm gonna talk about 8 things, probably 8. Yeah, 8 things. 5 of them would be 5 basic things, and the other 3 would be the type of patterns you need to focus on to become a proper technical beatboxer. Okay, before I start off with this video, let me tell you certain things. Technicality is not about fast beatboxing only. Yes, you do happen to beatbox faster than most other non-technical beatboxers, that's true. Also, technicality has nothing to do with complexities only. Again, yes, you can use complex patterns, you can use complex sounds and technicalities, you can add hollow, what do we call this, hollow lip bass, whatever it is, or you can add clops, you can add any other sound, you can add whistles. A lot of people, new gen beatboxers, have been adding whistles and stuff. Anything, you can do all these things, but trust me, technicality is not only about complexity. Okay, having said that, let's move on to the main video. Number 1, you need to know how to do the more compressed kick drum instead of the normal kick drum. The normal kick drum sounds something like, and the compressed one sounds something like, it has more treble to it. The compressed kick drum helps you do the beats faster, obviously. Instead of doing something, you end up doing something like. Number 2, instead of doing a normal hi-hat, the TS hi-hat, or you need to know how to do a closed hi-hat. Now, if you can close your jaws like this and then do a hi-hat, you can do a closed hi-hat. Or maybe if you can do a hi-hat while humming, this is not, it's a continuous hum. You can do a closed hi-hat. Or if you can breathe in and out while doing a hi-hat, you can do a closed hi-hat, like. Yeah, that sounds weird, but okay, yeah. Number 3, instead of doing a normal K snare, try to switch to a rim shot when you're doing a technical patterns. Because rim shot is more flexible than a K snare, you don't necessarily have to inhale and inhale and inhale. And plus, you can do rim shots faster than you can do a K snare. A rim shot sounds something like. If you don't know how to do a rim shot and you want to try out technicality, my suggestion to you would be to go and learn rim shot first and then come back and try any technical pattern. Imagine doing a BTK with a K or a BTK with a rim shot. BTK with a K would sound something like, and BTK with a rim shot would sound something like. I'd say the rim shot sounds better any day. Number 4, try to gain your control over the F sound. This first sound. Most technical patterns revolve around the first sound. I didn't say all, I said most, okay? Number 5, try to do a less impactful bass snare, like. Okay, now, I'm not asking you guys to compromise on your bass snare. Obviously, the bass snare should sound something like a pave. But again, if you do a proper bass snare which sounds something like. So if you do something with your entire mouth, if you're trying to do the bass snare with a lot of portion from your lips, like. If you really want to give the effect, I think you might become slower. So instead, try to do something which comes from the center of your lips. And don't make it that impactful, like. Just try to give it a pay touch, like. If you have to make it impactful, like. See, I became slower somehow. Now again, this has two aspects, like I said, very clean technicality and technicality which is pretty good, like very good and very fast. So in that case, you need to compromise a bit on the details. Don't compromise a lot. This should have the pay touch, but yeah, a bit is probably necessary to become really fast. Now we're done with the 5 sounds that you need to know to become a really good technical beatboxer. Now let's focus on the 3 kinds or types of patterns that you should know, which will help you become a really good technical beatboxer. Number 1, attack. A lot of technical beatboxers have really good sense of attacking, like consider Alam. What do I mean by attacking? Let's just assume that you have made a routine which has a long technical part which you're going to use as an element to attack your opponent. Okay, so suppose you're doing a normal routine with humming and lyrics and something like that, and then suddenly there comes an element of attack which has a lot of technicality to, you know, gain the crowd attention and the judges' attention. So think of a technical pattern which has a sense of attack, which would create that impact. Try to keep your attack pattern neutral, a pattern which does not involve a lot of inhaling or a lot of exhaling. I'd suggest you make around 2-3 technical patterns which would act as an element of attack. By impact, I'm talking about something like or maybe these are like my elements of attack. Don't try to copy them. Number 2, your rest pattern. What do I mean by rest pattern? Suppose your routine has a lot of bass, okay, like output bass, maybe throat bass or vibration bass, or maybe your routine has a lot of inward drags, or maybe you have just done your attack pattern. So after an attack pattern, or maybe the basses that you have been using, you need a rest period. So utilize this rest pattern to inhale a lot of air as much as you can, because whenever we're doing a B, a normal B, we're exhaling a lot of air. So utilize this pattern to inhale a lot of air. Your rest pattern should be something which would help you inhale a lot of air. Or maybe if you have been doing something like an inward bass or inward click roll or something like that, so you need a rest pattern which would have a lot of exhaling. Okay, so try keeping around 2 rest pattern, maybe 2 or 3 rest patterns. So if you're using something which has a lot of exhaling, so use the rest pattern which has a lot of inhaling. If you're using something which has a lot of inhaling, use the rest pattern which has a lot of exhaling. I'll give you an example. Most beatboxers don't even realize that they do have a rest pattern, and that sounds something like by doing this pattern on a loop, they tend to inhale a lot of air for themselves. This, my friend, is what a rest pattern is. Okay, last but not the least, number 3. Try to figure out a pattern which would help you with your fillers and your build-ups. Know that you can always use fillers in your build-ups as well. Something like you see how I put the filler inside a build-up? So yeah, that filler was a technical filler. Or an example of a completely technical build-up would be something like Now you've heard me use this for the shout out that I gave to Swiss Beatbox. Yeah, you can go check that out. What I'm trying to say is that don't always try to make your build-ups sound something like or maybe you can also try out some technical build-ups. Okay, one word of advice, always try to choose the technical build-up depending upon the drop or the flow of the routine. Okay, do not just randomly add any technical pattern and make it a build-up and then followed by the drop. The best usage of technicality could be as a filler. Like consider you're doing a musical routine and the routine is completely musical, but you're using your technicality as well. Now you're using your technicality as a filler for the transition phase or for the spaces between lyrics or anything. That sounds amazing. So yeah, always try to make patterns which you can use as a filler. So those were the things that you need to know to become really good at technicality or to make really good technical routines. To learn how to have proper control on your fast beatboxing and to utilize that and to make proper routines and not mess up or maybe not become unclean. it takes a lot of practice, and probably it'll take you a year or more to do so. So keep trying, my friends, don't give up. Well, we have reached the end of the video. I have an announcement. I'm giving online beatbox classes, like private classes, not the ones I upload on YouTube. The classes could be one-on-one, like you are the only person whom I'm gonna teach and we both can decide on a date or something like that, or the classes could be a group class. The dates and all would be fixed by majority of the people. For one-on-one classes, I can teach in any language, Hindi, English or Bengali, and for group classes, I have to teach in the language which majority of the people would choose. So if you're interested, just comment down below that yeah, I am interested to take classes. And one more thing, these are paid classes, okay? I'm not doing these for free, no charity work. So yeah, comment down below if you would want to take classes from me, private classes from me. So that was it for today. If you like this video, or if this video was really helpful for you guys, so don't forget to hit the like button. If you have doubts or anything, comment down below. I will try to reply to all the comments. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, you might consider subscribing. So that was it for today, and I will meet you guys next time.